Lillian Finance is gearing up for what looks to be a new run for a new all time high. In fact, parabolic pricing action is expected to begin shortly, especially when it gets listed on Coinbase on December 9th. We'll get into why I believe Lillian Finance will thrive coming up despite the FUD. We'll get into that and more coming up next. How's it going, family? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I hope that you and your family had a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday. I know I'm thankful, and primarily I'm thankful for being a part of the Lillian tribe. How about that, guys? Now, before we get into what I'm talking about, why I believe Lillian Finance will blow past previous all time highs, let me go ahead and invite you to smash the like button, guys. We don't do the clickety clack like buttons around here. We smash the like button and get it out of commission, guys. We just throw it out the window. Just smash the like button. It really helps YouTube to spread the word about this channel. And last but not least, we would love to have you to be a part of our family. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. I promise you, you will love to be a part of our family here at the Crypto Stream. Now, what I want to do to kick us off is I want to address the elephant in the room. You may be asking, what is Crypto Stream talking about? Well, if you follow this channel, if you've been following Lillian Finance over the past couple of months or past couple of weeks or past couple of days, then you will know that the expectation for Lillian Finance for an announcement to be made that Lillian Finance will be listed on Coinbase was highly anticipated. But it never happened, guys. It never happened. But fear not. Let me tell you something. Coinbase has been notorious in terms of listing or making an announcement that they will list a crypto asset not one, not two, but 3 days in advance. Sometimes they'll do it 2 days. Sometimes they'll do it 1 days in advance, 1 day in advance, and they'll say, "Hey, we Coinbase, we're going to be listing this set token on our platform. Oh, and by the way, trading will begin in the next 3 days, right?" And then they'll give the date. So we actually knew the developers, they told everyone that, hey, we were expecting an announcement from Coinbase Assets, which is the Twitter handle for the announcement channel that when they announce, the cryptocurrencies that will be listed on their platform. We are expecting an announcement to be made from from Coinbase that Lillian Finance will be listed indeed on their platform on December 9th. We were expecting that announcement to come out around the Thanksgiving holiday, leading all the way up into Monday, which was yesterday, guys, but it just never happened. We can chalk it up to some miscommunication, right? So let's give an example. One of the developers gave an example in Telegram like this as to why he believes this was due to some miscommunication. This is the example, guys. So stick with me because it's going to make a lot of sense. We got to connect the dots because we need to kill FUD and stop FUD in its tracks. And so listen to this example. Imagine you are an executive, right? And you have a whole department, right? Now, on every Monday, your workers, they may bring a report to you and basically say, "Listen, this is all the stuff that transpired last week. These are the things that you need to review for the week that just ended. This is bringing you up to speed. This is your readout of what occurred in the prior week." Now, if you would have never received that readout, you would have not been privy to what occurred to the days leading up to that Monday, right? So it's the same concept when it comes to what happened, the fiasco that happened in regards to Lillian Finance not being announced by Coinbase to be listed on December 9th. Now, another tidbit I want to make the point on before I move on to the next topic for this conversation is this. If it was indeed false, don't you think that we would have had an official announcement from Coinbase themselves to say, listen, Coinbase is not listing unequivocally not listing Lillian Finance to its platform. That never happened. Instead, we just had one individual who is over listings. But again, I gave you the example of the executive having a readout of what happened in the week prior. So it's highly likely that he was not in sync with the means in terms of being aware that Lillian Finance, yes, was given the green light to go ahead and announce because they were given a contract to say, hey, you're going to be listed on our platform, Coinbase platform on December 9th, guys. So I just wanted to put that out there to stop the FUD. Now that we have that out the way, there was also some tweets that were put out by members of the development team because they needed to assure us, the holders of Lillian Finance, that everything's going to be all right, guys. So let's take a look at that. If we go over here to Twitter, we can see that Brad Beatty, he put out a tweet, and this goes back on November 23rd, where he said, we deliver on everything we do. That's facts. That's the truth, guys. They indeed deliver on everything they've promised. Every single thing that the developers have promised, they have checked the box on. And then this tweet also says, watch and learn. Have a blessed Thanksgiving, everyone. So, I mean, essentially, the developers are not running from it. They are addressing it head on. They are saying, listen, we know what we were told. There was no money involved. So it couldn't have been a scam. It'd be kind of weird for someone to perpetrate a scam with no money is involved. But hey, if you want to believe it, that's your prerogative. In my book, doesn't sound like a scam. The developers basically said, listen, we spoke with real people. We have a signed contract with the people over at Coinbase. And even though, this is unheard of, we were able to announce it without Coinbase announcing it first. We are different. We, Lillian Finance, are breaking the mode. We don't play by the rules in terms of what the traditional cryptocurrencies have to do. You know why? Because we are Lillian. Now, let's continue on, guys. That was another tweet that was put out by Lewis. He works on the foundation side, but he's helping out with the finance side because, hey, all hands are on deck to get these tier one exchanges rolling in to give some value back to the holders of the Lillian Finance token. And so Lewis basically said this in his tweet. He sent this tweet out on November 24th. He said this in his attempt to calm the waters down with the FUD going around. He said, happy Thanksgiving, Lillian tribe. Please enjoy time with your loved ones. Things will get clarified. A lot of this information circulating airways right now expected. However, I will address each comment directly once the clarity is provided. It's the least I can do for all of my new friends. Now, guys, if Lillian Finance, if the developers wanted to scam the holders, it'll be kind of difficult in my book. And let me lay the case as to why. Number one, they are doxxed. Number two, they are a federally recognized 501c3 institution or company, right? Nonprofit organization, which is recognized by the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service here in these United States of America. Now, you may be asking, why is that good? Well, the point of the matter is, if they tried any shady business, guess what? The federal government knows how to reach out and touch them. In other words, they'll be spending some time behind bars, guys. So I don't think that these developers are in the business to scam the holders of Lillian Token. I just don't see that. They have too much to lose, too much on the line, too much at stake. Now, with that, let's move on to some more tweets. Now, another tweet that came out was from William. This tweet simply says this. It says, we have delivered every single time. 501c3 done. Checkbox. Coinbase inbound December 9th. And as a matter of fact, the developers have been sticking to their guns when they say December 9th. Guys, December 9th, December 9th, you've been put on notice. December 9th, they keep saying December 9th, it is coming. No matter what speculation you want to say, no matter what FUD you want to subscribe to, it don't even matter. Because at the end of the day, December 9th is when Lillian Finance is going to be listed on Coinbase. So don't say I didn't warn you guys. You've been put on notice. Now, going back to this tweet, the tweet also says this. It says, we have a second tier one centralized exchange on deck and a third in talks. Get off the fence and join the winning team. Coinbase, Lillian, and Coinbase. Now, stick a pin in that point in terms of second centralized exchange. Now, if you are a part of the Telegram for Lillian Finance, which you should be, as a matter of fact, if you're going to be a potential holder or you are a current holder, you need to get yourself involved. Get involved. Get into the Telegram because you know what? There are a lot of things that the developers put out, a lot of news nuggets that they put out there for the family. The Telegram group, that's for the real people, the real investors, the real believers of Lillian Token. That's where they drop bombs before the general public finds out. And so what they said up in that Telegram is they said, you know what? This second centralized, top tier one centralized exchange is going to be better than Coinbase. So I'm going to do a little speculation here. If Coinbase is the number two top tier one centralized exchange in the US or in the world. What do you think is the top tier one centralized exchange? I'm going to say what it is. I believe it's Binance. Now, the developers have not said that it's Binance. Let me make that clear. This is speculation on my part, but I am going to say that if it's Coinbase, it's going to be the first one to list Lillian Finance. And then the second one, right on his heels, is going to be one that's better than Coinbase. It can only be none other than Binance. Guys, I can tell you this. Once Lillian Finance gets listed on Coinbase, zero killed instantly. Once Lillian Finance gets listed on Binance, another zero kill instantly. We may be very well be looking at something set in the stage that we may see a 10x, anywhere between a 10x to a 50 plus X. It's very possible, guys. We talked about the Coinbase effect in my last video. That's why you need to subscribe, because we educate you on this channel. We laid the case as to what Coinbase will do for the momentum and also what it would do for the pricing prediction and the pricing outlook for Lillian Finance. Guys, what I want to tell you is there are going to be so many millionaires minted. So many millionaires minted from this. Now, it's not all about the money, because it's for the kids as well, the charitable side, which is the foundation side, right? But you can't go wrong investing, because a portion of the proceeds that are raised from the cryptocurrency side, the Lillian Finance token side, goes to help sweet children. Guys, a win-win situation all around. Now, let's go into this tweet, and then we'll get out of the tweets, and then we're going to go into some more information to help you feel bullish about the Lillian token, guys, because you're holding on to liquid gold here. Now, William put out a tweet. He says, sometimes to get perspective, you have to step back and look at the bigger picture. We are steadily gaining solid ground. Nothing has changed. Lillian Finance, it's a movement. It's not a project, guys. It's a movement. Now we look at this. This is from looks like Coin Market Cap. He shows you where we came from and where we are. Look at all this green over 90-day period, guys. 383.75% up. And that's after taking into consideration the retracement after the announcement from Coinbase did not happen as expected. So you can imagine, if we're at 383.75% up over the last 90 days, where we were prior to that retracement was closer to 5 to 6 to 700% on the upside. Let that sink in. Mind blown. Now, let's take a look over here at DEX Tools, because this leads us into why I'm super bullish on the trajectory of Lillian Finance going forward. We can see here, when we look at the chart historically, we can see that Lillian Finance pretty much traded sideways. I know we had a pump there, right? Then we traded sideways, had a little pump there. This is when we started to climb, started to see that meteoric price rise. We saw that the announcement came out that, hey, we got two confirmed, not speculated, but confirmed, two different things. Confirmed, meaning that it's going to happen, guys. Two confirmed centralized exchanges. And then we had that whole thing. Somebody tried it. They tried to sell. That's fine. You're gonna have paper hands. That's part of the game, guys. But then look, we ate the dip, came back up, and we seen that. And then really, here, this is where we saw the momentum. Let's just zoom in here. We go around this middle part of November. This is when we got word that Lillian Finance will be listed on its first top tier one exchange, centralized exchange, which would be Coinbase. That announcement was made in an AMA by Lillian herself, right? With the whole development team there in presence when that announcement was made. Now, they got special permission from Coinbase to do it, so they did not break any kind of non-disclosure agreements, aka NDAs. Now, we see the price went on a parabolic run. We went from this 9 zeros 2661 level, 9 Satoshis 2661, went all the way up. And then we almost got to that part where we were at 9 Satoshis 5. Then we retraced, pumped even higher, right? As we got closer to the point of that announcement being made. And we almost saw the breaking of that 9 zero going over into the 8 zero range. And then we retraced. Some people sold off, right? And then as of late, we saw that retracement. This is just people just trying to wreck the chart, right? But the thing is, what they don't understand is Lillian Tribe is strong. Lillian Tribe is a movement. It's not a project. And what that means is, when you sell, people gonna do what they do best. They're gonna eat that dip, because they know what they have. They have something special. Liquid gold, Lillian Finance. Now, guys, let's change the momentum of this conversation to go into what I like to call why we have a positive outlook on Lillian Finance. Come over here with me to Coin Market Cap. We go here, we can see that The global cryptocurrency market has trended positive as of the time of this recording. We're sitting at almost 5% up on the day, sitting at around 850, close to $855 billion in global crypto market cap. Now, remember, we want to see that $1 trillion price point for from a global cryptocurrency market cap perspective, because that says, hey, we got some momentum. Hey, we got something we can work with. We can little wiggle with it. We can shake a little bit with it. We can make some money in this crypto streets. So we're climbing our way back out of this downward trend, slowly but surely, guys. And if we go back over here and look at the two movers and the shakers, Bitcoin and Ethereum, we see Ethereum is inching closer to 9% up on the day, Bitcoin up 4% on the day. So we're gonna call this Bitcoin is trending about half of the momentum of Ethereum. Now, let's take a look over here at the fear and greed index for Bitcoin. This gives you a sentiment of how folks are feeling out there about their investments in those crypto streets. We can see we're rated a 29, right? And last month we were at a 31. So we're down a little bit, but we're not out, guys. But you know what? This is the time where you need the dollar cost average and stack your bags. Primarily Lillian Finance, guys, because you know what? If Lillian Finance is doing these price moves now in a bear market, what do you think is going to happen when you see this fear and greed index go all the way to the green? You know what? Warren Buffett said it best. When people are fearful, you be greedy. And when people are greedy, you be fearful. Right now, people are fearful according to the fear and greed index in this recession that we are in. People are fearful. This is the time where cryptos are heavily discounted. And you know what? Trouble don't last always. This market will not always be down. And you know what? Lillian Finance is positioning itself and continues to position itself to explode during the next bull cycle, which should be coming pretty soon, guys. Now, what I wanted to show you is this. This is something that many people don't show you here, but I'm going to do it. This is from CoinMarketCap, and this is showing you all of those centralized exchanges according to CoinMarketCap. Now, I don't see L Bank. I believe Lillian is traded on L Bank. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe that Lillian Finance is um, available through L Bank. But in any event, this shows you all of those centralized exchanges where you can purchase Lillian Finance. And it also shows you another piece of valuable information in this thing right here. It's called volume. So the way to read this is Uniswap is providing 323,000, let's say $324,000 in a daily basis worth of buys and sales transaction volume. That makes up about 97, almost 98% of all buys and sales for the Lillian token. And then we have Probit Global that makes up about 0.29%. And then you got Shiba Swap makes up a little over 2%. Open Ocean basically ain't doing anything, about 100 and some dollars, right? So that's a joke. But the point of this point that I'm trying to make to you is this. Keep this in mind. Now, we add all of these up, we're going to call it 300 and let's say 330-ish, 330-ish thousand dollars in transaction buys and sales. That's trading volume, guys. When you have micro cap cryptocurrency such as Lillian Finance, it's the trading volume that helps to move the price upward. That's what you need. Now, if we go over here to CoinMarketCap and look at the top cryptocurrency spot exchanges, what do we see? We see those top tier one exchanges that Lillian Finance has said that they will get listed on, two up to four, and possibly, in my opinion, all four eventually. But Binance, Kraken, Kucoin, and Coinbase. So Binance and Binance US, we're going to say they're the same thing. The reason they're split out is because they're different legal entities. So that's the reason it's split out. So we got Binance, Coinbase Exchange, Kraken, and Kucoin. Now, we know that Lillian Finance is going to be listed on Coinbase Exchange coming up here shortly on December 9th. So let's take a look at the trading volume. Coinbase provides 1.4 billion with a B. Yes, clean the earwax out. Come closer because you heard me correctly. I said 1.4 billion with a B dollars in 24-hour transaction volume buys and sales. Now, I want you to stick with me here because I'm making a valid point here to show you why you should be bullish on Lillian Finance going forward, because it's going to mint several new millionaires. So we're looking at $1.4 billion in potential trading volume that Lillian Finance has been exposed to versus the current 375,000. Now, you tell me, $375,000 in trading volume currently right? Based on these centralized exchanges that you can buy Lillian Finance on now. Then you pop in a new one, a new player in the mix, Coinbase. Immediately, that trading volume goes up to potentially $1.4 billion. Now, I'm not saying that that's how much money is going to flow into Lillian Finance. My point is that is how much exposure Lillian Finance will have, because it's going to bring millions and millions and millions of people that use Coinbase on a daily basis to Lillian Finance, and they may want to make Lillian Finance a part of their portfolio, guys. That's what you need to drive the price parabolic. And by God, I believe that's what's going to happen. Now, this is what I want to wrap this conversation up around, because this is going to show you that, yes, there's a lot of FUD going on around Lillian Finance, but there's nothing new under the sun, guys. This is Shiba Inu. Don't you see this price? Look at this. Say if you invested $1,000 in August 2020. See the price drop down, went all the way down to $1.96. You don't think that there was FUD along the way from August all the way to December, especially seeing that investment of $1,000 drop all the way down to a buck 96? Come on, you know there was FUD all around the air. But this goes to tell the moral of this story that I'm trying to tell you guys. If you held on despite it dropping to a buck 96, the very next month, it went to almost 20,000. And then 2 months later, it went to almost 100,000. And then in April, it went to $3.7 million with an M. May, $17 million. And look at this. If you had held the 1,000 initial investment into Shiba Inu that was put in August 2020, all the way to October 8th, 2021, which is not even a full year, that $1,000 would have been worth almost $55.5 million. Guys, history has a way of repeating itself. Don't be that person that sells out of your bag because you subscribe to FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Lillian Finance will melt faces, guys, and I believe that. Watch what I tell you. They're going to be listed on Coinbase. Then they're going to be listed on Binance. Then they're going to be listed on Kraken. Then they're going to be listed on Kucoin in no specific order. But the moral of the story is Lillian Finance is here to stay. Lillian Finance is not a project, it's a movement. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Crypto Stream. We'll come back to you guys later when breaking news comes out, which I believe will be real soon.